Hello viewers, I'm SP and welcome back to Outpost 2. It has been an absolute nightmare recording this mission. I have tried this a fair number of times,
Alert.
really prioritizing building up our military and tending to our vehicles, which is a huge pain in the ass, and like doing my best to be very defense focused, and still unsuccessful on a huge number of occasions for a lot of reasons that I find very frustrating. But we're just about to actually have it go off here. And to be perfectly honest with you, a huge part of this actually working is that many of the enemy waves, I would estimate 75 to 80% of the enemy waves in this particular instance of the mission have been nothing but scorpions. So it seems like those are quite random, and that means that the difficulty of the mission from instance to instance just varies a huge amount. I had some missions going pretty well, and then a wave of enemies hit from like up here and over here and over here at the same time as, no joke, 2 meteors hit the base, destroying both a tokamak and a geothermal plant. Just like really horrible luck, but it happened and everything turned off at the same time. And it was bad. It has been very bad. I don't know exactly how many hours of play are represented in the 40 seconds of mission you just saw there, but I am so glad to be on the other side of it. This one was miserable. The good news is here, on this attempt, even though it was all scorpions and the combat was relatively easy, we had so many difficult geological consequences. Earthquakes, a lot of earthquakes. I lost so many cargo trucks that I did actually have time to finish the entire research tree. So that's cool. We now know all of the technologies. It took a really long time to get our metals in storage, but look at that. We did it. I earned the thing. I have no idea what the mission timer on that was, and I don't think it's going to show us, but I am curious. I think it was probably over an hour on just that attempt. I could have been paying better attention. That's on me, really. Whew. Okay, mission 11. By the way, I did go and look. I didn't let myself get too informed, but it turns out there is a functional Outpost 2 wiki on the internet. And it has a listing of the missions, and it turns out each campaign is only 12 missions long, so we are very close to the end of the Eden campaign. After we finish the campaign, I don't know, maybe we'll do Plymouth. We'll see. For now, let's just stick to this. So, our counterstrike on Plymouth is ready. The primary objective is to capture the gene bank. We have information that leads us to believe it is being stored at one of Plymouth's advanced labs. Move the scout. Okay, this is one of those. So we got to move the scout next to their labs, scan the structure. Once the gene bank is found, escort the specially modified cargo truck to the lab. Park it on the side of the lab to load the gene bank once the truck is located. So it's both of the away team missions at the same time. The Senate, which is a thing we have, apparently, has reached a decision about the rescue of the hostages as well. Some Senate members suggested that our limited resources would be wasted on trying to rescue them, and that they should be left in place as valuable sources of information about what Plymouth is doing. But okay, if they're captured, they're not valuable sources of information, right? Because we can't talk to them. Are they captured, but also they have cell phones, or what is going on here? After testimony, some of our top scientists the testimony of some of our top scientists, it was decided that we must bring them back to finish components of our own starship instead. After identifying their location with a scout, send in the specially modified evacuation transport, then return them to the convoy's starting location. Our kidnapped citizens have given us some other disturbing information. Yeah, I guess apparently they do have communication devices that they were allowed to keep and have been allowed to use. Plymouth has been working on working on their launch capability and modifying their single-use launch vehicle. But it appears they've put very little recent effort into finishing their starship. Well, sure, they're building tanks constantly. Instead of finishing their own starship, Plymouth may just try to take ours. Frankly, that seems like a really good idea. Since our Skydock has minimal defensive capabilities, we must stop Plymouth's launch capability. In addition to procuring the gene bank and rescuing the scientists, the convoy must quickly destroy Plymouth's spaceport and all of the advanced labs before they can launch their raid on our Skydock. Plymouth refuses to negotiate. We have no choice. I wonder if it has anything to do with the constant antagonism and the fact that we're the ones who are killing the planet. Anyway, scientists, gene bank, destroy all the advanced labs. That was not in the discussion, and destroy the spaceport. They didn't tell us to do that, did they? I mean, whatever. We're doing it.
Command control.
Okay, what are we being given here? This is such a... Look at the amount of base there is here. Okay, all right. Okay. I'm going to try doing a sort by weapon type here. That is how we have done some of these missions in the past, and it has been fairly effective. It's a little goofy because it means you have groups of vehicles that are not all moving at the same speed within their vehicle. We do have access to every single weapon type, so this is all of the Thor's hammers. All right, groups 1 and 2 are the super long-range vehicles. All of our weapon and vehicle models are maximally upgraded now as well, because I had time to do all the research. So that's pretty cool. That should be very effective, hopefully. We have a lot of stuff to work with here. So here we have our acid cloud. And then the laser weapons, which I am not a huge fan of, generally. Okay, so the good news is, one thing that we do know for sure is what kinds of places we have to pull the scouts up next to. The worst part of those missions that we did recently was having to just drive blindly all over the place. Okay, that is what a Plymouth Advanced Lab looks like. They have constructed walls because they are cowards, but we have weapons and we can just trash them. And their spaceport looks approximately like a spaceport, I have to imagine. Yeah, there it is. There's an advanced lab. We don't necessarily have to hit... Oh, no, sorry, we do, because we have to destroy them. I was going to say we don't necessarily have to scan every advanced lab. Maybe we get lucky and just find the stuff we're looking for quickly. But no, we actually do have to go to every lab because we have to destroy them all. So that sucks a lot. Let's get everybody over here, more or less, and we'll figure things out from there. I am not going to command group these vehicles, but the utility stuff should probably also just kind of, I don't know, up here somewhere.
Enemy unit sighted.
Yeah. All right, so they have an RPG post and an EMP post. I do love the fact that the EMP post is out by itself in a place where it literally can't, like, there's nothing around that can deal damage, so we can rush it really fast and just destroy it. But also, we don't have to engage with it at all, I don't think. We can just run over EMP this thing and then tear it down and come over here, burn through the wall, and then enter the base from this side. They don't have a lot of weaponry over here. I mean, we have no idea what their response is going to be like. And their vehicle factories might actually be running. I don't know if taking time on this mission is going to be problematic for us. Also, sorry, I had apparently left my phone on the surface my microphone is clipped to. In my defense, didn't think I was going to be getting a lot of notifications on my phone at 3:12 a.m. All right, let's get the long-range weapons over here. We are going to blow some stuff up, and then we'll roll in the utility vehicles once we have made an opening. So this seems like a fine approach. We'll sweep down here. Well, I mean, we will blow up the vehicle factory. It's convenient to do so as we're passing. I'd like to get a couple more of the EMPs in place. These are the only two EMPs that are... Yeah. That is a shame. Thor's hammers have an incredibly long range. I'm kind of curious. Can I just poke this thing from outside of its firing range? Oh, yeah. Cool. Refire delay is a little bit slow, but this is a completely zero loss way to deal damage, so we should do it. They are moving vehicles through, but not... Okay. Works for me. Let's just drive the whole convoy over to this area. And so if the Thor's hammers could hit that thing from out of its range, then I assume they'll be able to do this as well. It is worth noting that I also was able to increase the range of the Acid Cloud and the EMP with research. I don't know. I don't have a good feel for how much, though. So we're just going to roll these down here and see if I'm allowed to fire across the wall. I guess I'm just kind of making an assumption that I will be allowed to do that. And this way, if they want to retaliate, they'll probably have to drive out. And we can just have stuff in the offing here. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong group. Let's try to have the EMPs and the railguns nearby. Alright, creeping forward slowly. How close do I have to get? Okay, that close is the answer. And yes, we can annihilate this thing in perfect safety. Another thing is that these Thor's hammers deal very high damage at a distance, and then on top of that, the damage is like in a fairly large area. So they seem way better than all of the other weapons, frankly. You know, I'm kind of just assuming that you can actually destroy these. Okay, yes, you can. Good. Okay, so we gotta... I'm gonna leave these things in position to just fire at whatever comes near. We need to roll one scout through here. Buddy, just go around. There you go.
Enemy unit sighted.
Roll one scout through here and scan this thing.
Data transmitted.
That's our scientists, I assume. And I mean, we may as well just move through, right? If I order the move through here, will they do this in a way that is like sensible? Will they all go to the entrance? Because I'm very worried that they will try to, when one of them gets into the thing here, that the rest of them will try to path around because the hole is blocked. But no, it looks like they're doing it the sensible way. It is an awfully slow process. We could probably open the hole up a little bit more and make our lives easier here.
Caution. Electrical storm watch achieved.
Yeah, that's pretty effective. Oh, y'all.
You have failed. Our colony is doomed.
Huh. They were all sitting there perfectly in range of the advanced lab for a considerable amount of time
Control initiated.
before they all of a sudden were overcome with bloodlust. I certainly didn't issue an attack order. That's okay. I will say this. My impression of Outpost 2 at this point is that this is a game that will do anything, no matter how much it sucks to have to deal with, in order to make you lose. And that's another one of those things. It's another one of those, it's taking out its vengeance upon us kind of things. It sucks that there's no like smooth way to do this because everything about this game is so clunky. Also you... Okay. So we know approximately what we're doing this time. Everybody get the hell over here. I really wish that you could issue orders on the minimap. I guess that's also technology that we had not quite worked out. I think I said pretty early on, something to the effect of, you know, they don't really make games like this anymore. And part of the point of this playthrough was to see if that was like a lamentable thing or not. And at this point, my opinion is that, no, I get it. I really do like these kinds of games where the primary complications are like logistical. The terminology I often use is internal to your empire instead of being conflict against the other players' problems. In part because I think there's a sort of calcification of conflict design that has occurred in video games in general, and that's a complicated idea that I'm not prepared to explain more right now. But just like games that don't focus on, you run your military at their military, and the primary verb that is happening is gun, shoot at gun, tends to have ideas, whereas that is less true. When I say ideas, I mean like interesting mechanical ideas. Tends to be less true of direct military games. Anyway, we gotta wait for all of our stuff to catch up, and what we do not have, sadly, is a fast forward button. So we want to start the process of taking them down before the wall. We will shatter the wall afterward. They have EMPs, and I have no idea if they have access to the same technologies we do. It's possible that they don't. They might not have the increased range, especially since mechanically weapons with long ranges seems to kind of be an Eden identity thing. Okay, their plan is just to open the wall first, I see.
We are under attack.
Okay. It really doesn't take long, does it? Where are you going? I know for a fact your gun is functional at a longer range than that. Alright, we're going to open up this wall a little bit more. And then I'm going to roll all of the things with guns in them back a bit. Because I do not trust them not to suddenly go nuts and destroy the lab. Okay. Let's see if we are still so lucky as to have this be one of the critical labs. It would probably be beneficial to me to grab those.
Data transmitted.
Okay. This time it's the gene bank. Like, just kill these things while they're kind of out in the middle of nowhere and not a threat. Please let the EMP actually freeze it. Yes, good, good, good. It actually does, when you EMP them, it's a nice touch that it turns off their lighting systems so they are in the dark. That's very cool. All right. Kill the big ESG tank very quickly. So this is going to be a little cautious here. Because we're going to have to move some stuff in to protect the cargo truck, but we can't move it in so close that they could destroy the gene bank. Fortunately, at this point in the game, our cargo trucks are sturdy and fast, so EMP vehicles right up against the fence here. Okay. I'm going to try not to call in the lightning cannons because I don't trust them not to accidentally destroy the lab. Alright, I think it's as safe as it's going to get to go for this. Alright, cool. Got it. Now, at this point, let's move in and devour some stuff.
Caution. Vortex watch initiated.
Oh, cool. A vortex watch.
Caution. Electrical storm watch initiated. We are under attack.
Sorry, did that was that lab completely packed with explosives? That's a number of vehicles we almost certainly can't afford to lose.
Alert. Vortex imminent.
They've shut off my entire...
Alert. Electrical storm imminent.
We have so few vehicles
We
left.
are under attack. Enemy unit sighted.
Oh no,
Damage
oh
warning.
no. I mean, kill. Okay.
Vehicle destroyed. Warning.
So yeah, they absolutely did just wait until the lab had destroyed some of my stuff, and then they turned all of our stuff. They brought all of their stuff forward. But we're doing okay.
Unit sighted.
We're not doing okay. We're doing very badly. Let's try to get a sense of the map a little bit more as like an approach thing here. Obviously, we're going to have to restart. Okay, there we go. Now that the acid clouds are getting in, we can turn off their EMPs and stop getting EMP'd.
Vehicle destroyed. Reinforcements ready.
Oh, cool. Reinforcements.
We are under
Please
attack.
EMP that. Okay. Alright, that shouldn't take too long.
We
My
are under
reinforcements
attack.
are... Ah, wow.
You have failed. Our
Oh,
colony
look
is
at that. A number of enemy units that is uncountable attacked the units that they could not see and had no idea of the position of. That's fun. Well, let's give this one more go here, I suppose. And then, you know, my goal always is to try to get enough of the mission on camera so that y'all know approximately what I am doing. So that if I then take it off camera to be frustrated by it, like at least you have a sense of what was going on. I think it's probably going to take more attempts. Let's say more attempts to get that to be the case here. Okay, so y'all roll forward. Bunch of terrible laser trucks. I mean, like, they're not that bad. As weapons, lasers are not that bad. The cyclic DPS is okay on these. It's just they're so short-ranged, and logistics are so important that you very rarely can afford to use weapons that could be lost in combat if you can just use weapons that won't be lost in combat. And that's obviously, for very, very obvious reasons, even truer here than it normally is. Now, if we can... I was really not expecting the lab to blow up larger than a power plant does. Is a big surprise. If we can blow that up and trigger that big rush of enemies while we still have most of our long-range stuff and we're still like in control of the situation, which is what I was trying to set up. I was trying to like get our wall up in here. We can probably just bait them into range and then, you know, use the advantage of our massively superior ranged weapons to just kill them all without taking very much damage. My assumption is that there are probably more vehicle factories. Either that or they're just going to get an infinite number of reinforcements from off the map, as we have seen in the past. It actually does look like there might not be more vehicle factories. Oh no, here's one. So there are two. It's interestingly designed though. There are two, but they're at like both of the areas where you might enter the base. Which actually kind of makes me... It makes me wonder if maybe the smart move is to hit this side, push down far enough to kill the vehicle factory, and then just bail and come around the other side. Well, no, if we've taken out the vehicle factory, we should probably push far enough down to grab this advanced lab at the very least. And also, it seems like we're going to get reinforced, like, pretty generously. So that's cool. I'm going to pull the acid cloud vehicles down here. If they try that burrow their own units through the wall strategy again, I want them to pay dearly. Okay. Yep, good instincts. Ah, damn it. Don't worry, we're going to pull back the second the actual shooting is over here. In the hopes of not destroying the lab. So it seemed to me like it was the destruction of the lab that caused the sudden push. I think that's the case. Can the lightning vehicles destroy a stone wall with lightning? Yes. Yes, they can. Cool. They seem to be much more efficient at it than the railguns. Okay. So I'm gonna try not to leave these things back as far, but like we do have to keep them out of range. It's possible that it's safe to just run the cargo trucks back home once they have what they need, but I do not feel confident of that. Come on, scan it, scan it, scan it. Alright, get out of there. Let's move all of this stuff down a little bit more. Well, I do hate this. They're going to mount a defense, and we have to be so careful about fighting them near this stuff. The good news is these microwave vehicles have very poor range, so I'm going to try to bait them.
We are under attack.
Stop driving sideways and drive backwards. There we go. I think they're giving us the opening we need. The degree of incompetence is really staggering. What is this? Are you going to try to repair the lab? Unacceptable to me. Y'all, you have guns. You do not have to melee the enemies. Vehicle pathfinding is a mystery. I am really considering trying to drive it all the way back. But let's get all of the railguns back here, away from the building.
Electrical stormwatch initiated.
And then we're going to electrocute the building to death.
We are under attack. Damage warning.
See, like, this is wild. Some of the The acid cloud vehicles in particular, we know that they know the range of the acid cloud weaponry, so why do they insist on driving forward into it?
We are under attack.
Please back up.
Warning. Electrical storm detected.
I'm gonna try to focus the acid clouds on the things that are actually dealing damage.
Enemy unit sighted. We are under attack.
Oh, right, this thing's happening again.
Vehicle destroyed.
Of course. The instant I stop paying attention, all of a sudden all of my units rush forward in a desperate attempt to die. Successful, I should say.
We are under attack.
Yeah, my vehicles really love to get closer to the enemies than they have to. It seems to be a primary part of their strategy, is just drive like way into range. A single laser panther survives. And I think we're taking the utility vehicles inside the base with us. I don't think we can leave them behind. Gosh, they got a lot of spiders. I don't actually, or scorpions rather. I don't actually have any sense of how expensive those things are, so it might be reasonable to just run like really huge amounts of those at us.
We are under attack.
I'm so worried about moving the acid clouds up because you know they're going to primarily focus on
Vehicle destroyed.
the instant. The instant I selected it, all of a sudden it was EMP'd. Yep, like that. And there's no way to get them to not fire. They'll just shoot at whatever's nearby while they're moving.
Under attack.
Ugh, okay. So we really have to... I mean, they're going to run an infinite number of vehicles at us. Part of the problem here is I don't know what an effective strategy looks like, in part because we have no idea where these things are coming from. If this is all
Damage
stuff that is on the map as of the beginning of the mission, we can just fall back behind the wall once we've provoked them and wear them down. If this is stuff that is spawning in from the edges constantly during the mission, which is my assumption after the last large mission we saw, then obviously we cannot do that safely.
We are under attack.
Okay.
Damage warning.
Let me get the acid cloud vehicles like over here. They can draw some attention to themselves, be away from the rest of us. Because it sure does seem like it's just a never-ending stream of enemies. But we really can take advantage of our long range. So what I want to do is have the have the acid cloud vehicles be down here and be sort of tanky for the moment. They can take the initial waves of enemies, and that means that they're shooting at things before those things have a chance to bother the rest of the vehicles. And apparently if we do too badly, they will just give us reinforcements, so... Keep forward. Is this a structure factory? It sure is. That Convec is actually going to try to build a new vehicle factory, I think. I bet that's what's happening.
We are under attack.
Get it. Alright. Yeah. You can probably, like, refocus a little bit, huh? Don't you think?
Caution.
There's no sense in trying to, attempting evasive maneuvers
Vehicle destroyed.
with a tiger. Tigers are so slow. They definitely cannot move.
We are under attack. Enemy units sighted.
Okay. So we still have a handful of functional vehicles.
Alert. Vortex imminent.
We're going to get reinforcements potentially at some point, maybe. Don't really know how that system works. Yep, great work. You showed that garage who's boss. Is that a garage? Yeah, okay. I assumed from the vehicle entry point plus the footprint of it. It's the same size as our garages.
Warning. Vortex detected.
Actually, kill the spider, would you? Perfectly safe to have the Laser Panther lead on situations like this, where the enemies do not have weapons. Could you please not... Like, did you see? It was
Electrical
actively
storm
attempting to drive through the area the acid clouds were in.
We are under attack. Damage warning. Damage warning.
No, I know, I saw
We are
it.
under attack.
I want the lightning guns to turn around, but I think it's very important that they finish what they were doing.
Alert. Electrical storm imminent.
The acid clouds are pretty great for the purpose we've got them on right now. Oh, that thing can still hit us. Okay, well, that being the case, if it's already firing. All right, let's roll the EMPs in on this one first. And then we can probably afford to move the acid clouds
Electrical
down.
storm detected.
Actually, go this way instead. I want to make sure I'm well clear of the ESG thing.
Data transmitted.
Nothing. Okay. Not a huge surprise. We were going to run into an empty lab or two. Okay. That time we killed the lab without taking any bonus damage.
Damage warning. We are under attack.
Okay. Please get out of there. Nope.
Vehicle destroyed. Reinforcements ready.
My vehicles have done the anti-logistics and have prevented each other from escaping safely. So there's nothing else to be had here. I think the move at this point is to withdraw from their base entirely. Kill this thing.
We are under attack.
And it looks like there's red spots. Oh, they're rebuild. Damn it. Okay, well, we can't just have the utility trucks fall back then. And in fact, we can't leave at all until the sticky foam wears off. This shit lasts forever. Okay, we got way fewer reinforcements this time. And it's just lasers and EMPs. They're not even good reinforcements, but I do want to try to meet up with them. Okay. Let's head back out. Are we being pursued? Okay, well, by a scorpion is not such a big deal. That thing's going to get casually, yep, casually fried as we leave. So we saw one more advanced lab, and it's like over here, right?
Sighted.
Yeah. We can get down here. with a minimum of additional turret stuff. That's a dead turret, and I'm not sure why. That's cool. Love to see the enemies having a bad day due to random ecological circumstance. Huh. That finished way faster than any of my vehicles have ever finished, or any of my turrets have ever finished. Get not adjacent to things. Probably don't be that close to that either.
We are under attack.
Okay, the lightning guns will deal with it.
Vehicle destroyed.
It is kind of wild, like the range of the arc effect on the ESG guns is longer, I feel like, than the range of the full range of the microwave cannon.
We are under attack.
Are we? Yeah, we sure are. Well, the good news is I totally trust that lightning tiger to defend itself, so. Oh. Alright, as soon as we punched a hole in the, oh, jeez. They really are bringing in the guns, though. We're not going to try to stop it.
We are under attack.
It'll keep itself safe until the goo wears off, or it won't, but I'm not expending resources on it any further either way. We're going to burrow a hole back out the way we came, and then we are going to re-enter from the other side. And hopefully we'll get some more reinforcements. Okay, we did get more reinforcements. It just took them a very long time to arrive. Okay, the rest of you can keep moving. And hey, look who survived. A Thor's Hammer Tiger is a very impressive weapon. These things are hard to deal with.
We are under attack.
Y'all can turn around and... Never mind. Not necessary. Alright, a whole lot of you out here. Go hide behind the new vehicles. So our evac transport took a considerable amount of damage and we cannot heal it. I definitely think we are going to just leave the cargo truck back at the starting point. We're going to move everything together first, though, because, you know, vortices and whatnot. I wonder if their vehicles will maintain a perfect knowledge of where we're going after we've left, because they totally might, right? If you didn't play older video games, you might not know this, but in general, the AI in older video games is mostly cheats. AI in games is still not, in most games, is still not anywhere near being able to provide a challenge for a player in a, like, quote-unquote fair way. But it was even more pronouncedly the case back then. And so in order for AI to be able to even appear as a functional foe, they often had to have the ability to, like, always know where you are no matter what, or things like that. Always know where you are no matter what was
storm imminent.
very, very common.
Under attack.
Ooh, is this thing gonna survive? No, it is not. Okay. Well, here, let's kill our pursuer and then just get the hell out of here. I will have the slowest vehicles do this and then issue the order to move out to everything at once, because the stuff that isn't super slow will do a better job of getting away. But it's entirely possible that we are going to be facing just like a never-ending stream of enemies that will know exactly where we are no matter where we go on the map at this point, which is a bummer.
Damage warning.
Yep, great work. Way to shoot at the thing that's right next to you. Alright, I want to make sure... Yeah, we're very clear of that. I'll move back this way. And then we'll sort other stuff out later. I guess the fact that it probably is the case that we're going to have the enemy vehicles knowing where many of our vehicles are for the entirety of the mission, no matter what, means that it's not super safe to leave the cargo truck at the mission entrance. I don't really know what to do about that. I guess we just bring it with us. But so we're going to come down this way. We're going to approach through this entrance here. Should be pretty easy to do. The gun that has the superior position and might be able to really do some work on us as we're coming through there is just an EMP cannon, so it won't matter if it does hit. And we still have a couple of Thor's hammers. I don't really understand how it is the case that this thing is able to... Their RPGs do not have greater range
We are under attack.
than our railguns. We know that from lots of experience. So this is very strange. I'm going to bring the laser panther back as well. Ugh, sticky foam. Just keep driving. Get out of there. Let's get all of these civilian vehicles out of the way. Ugh, very annoying.
We are under attack.
How dare you?
Vehicle destroyed.
Oh wow, the sticky foam does damage, apparently. I did not realize that. I don't think we've ever seen it kill a vehicle before, but yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, it really sucks that this is going to be an infinite stream of enemies. Let's get down here and get the thing done as quickly as possible then. So have all these vehicles come down here. Unfortunately, I can't issue movement commands to a pretty large number of them.
Caution. Vortex watch initiated.
Come on. There we go. Whew. So the Thor's hammer vehicles are, I think, both Panthers, right?
Alert.
The remaining hammers.
Vortex imminent.
Yeah, they're both Panthers, and they're pretty damaged. And as we know at this point, damage does cause you to move more slowly. So it's gonna be a minute before they're in range to start tussling with this RPG. But we shouldn't have to. Yeah, we don't have to destroy too much to get to the lab, and then we don't have to do too much to get to the spaceport beyond that. Oh wait, is that another? That is another lab. Right. We would have been pushing through a fair amount of total enemy territory. I don't know. I don't know if this is better or worse, honestly. Going out of your way to drive into the place where you could be shot by the enemies. In my opinion, not the best play.
Enemy units sighted.
And my units will do absolutely anything to drive into an area where they can be attacked by
We are
enemies.
under attack.
They will go long way out of their way. For example, that vehicle trying desperately. So an EMP guard post can EMP frequently enough to completely prevent
Enemy units sighted.
2 vehicles from ever being able to move, it looks like. Which I guess means we probably do want to go ahead and take this thing out. My hope is that we're able to outrange it.
Enemy unit sighted. Caution. Electrical stormwatch
Okay.
initiated.
Some pretty good EMP shooting there.
We are under attack.
Damn it.
Damage warning.
I was really hoping it was going to continue focusing on the...
Alert. Electrical storm imminent.
Okay, well, they're still alive, but they're in pretty bad shape. Alright, I kind of need all of these vehicles to just push up to this area in general. We got to give the Thor's hammers some cover.
Electrical storm detected.
So I don't want to have to actually fight these rocket turrets like in a fair way. That seems
Damage
terrible.
warning.
One thing that I really dislike about laser units is that their target acquisition range is considerably greater than their firing range. So unlike most of our vehicles, they very aggressively roll forward.
We are under attack. Damage warning.
Yep, like that. Just do whatever they have to do to take some damage from an acid cloud. It's a real anti-combo strategy. God, this is a hardy lynx. Okay. I don't know, we might still get it. It doesn't feel very good right now, but... So we're just hard... No, we're not hard out of railguns. We have a railgun remaining. And it's a big railgun, at the very least. Alright, the acid clouds are definitely a powerful tool against the infinite spiders. Are they coming out of a building, or what's the deal with them? Indeed, they are being produced by the buildings. So if I do have to do this again off camera, we at the very least know that it is the case that you can destroy the enemy buildings and have some effect on their on the enemy unit's function. Yeah, where you going there, buddy? Oh, I know where it's going. We have to kill these things because otherwise they're going to hunt down the cargo trucks.
We are under attack.
Yeah, it's a real bummer that that actually does damage. You know what? Actually, do not get closer. Okay. I can't believe that thing got one last shot off. That's so bad for us. Are we going to be able to get the acid clouds close enough that they're not going to be able to hit the Thor's hammers? No. Well, okay.
We are under attack.
Never mind. What Thor's hammers?
Destroyed.
The thing is, I really don't feel safe pulling the laser weapons forward. I'm going to leave them back here on this duty. But yeah, this is very bad. This is very bad. No more Thor's hammer is a really, really dangerous thing. Okay, so there's no more emplacement guns between us and the... Jesus fucking Christ.
We are under attack.
There's no more emplacement guns between us and the advanced lab, but there is every other thing in the universe. All of the enemy weapons.
We are under attack.
Okay, finally. That thing survived forever. They are actually running a fair number of spiders through here in a way that we can't really do very much about.
Vehicle destroyed.
I guess we can shoot acid clouds at our own units. Yeah, alright. I think even though it does mean we're inside the enemy base for less total distance and less total time. I do not think it is viable to push in one side and then pull back and then push in the other side. We're going to have to go straight through the middle of the enemy base, which I don't love. Because first of all, we do just have to shut down their factories now that we know their factories actually work. Although, my guess is even if we destroy the factories, we're still going to get some infinite respawns from the edges of the map. But we just can't afford to give them the time to rebuild their forces. So I still like coming in through the top. We push far enough south to destroy the vehicle factory. Then I guess we have to kill their structure factory as well to prevent them from rebuilding kits. This is going to be like a full base wipe move here. And in fact, they have multiple structure factories to prevent us from winning the game by defeating their structure factories, right? Because we did destroy that one.
We are under attack.
Okay, I think that's the plan. Obviously, that's not going to be in this video. I'm just going to go ahead and call it here for the moment. That is it for us for today, and thank you all so much for watching. It turns out this mission's a nightmare, but you know, it is the penultimate mission and definitely the last of these, because I'm sure the final mission is going to be us finishing our spaceship, right? So when you come back next time, I'm going to have a successful strategy and execution of this mission. Like I said, probably just a tunnel straight through the middle of the enemy base, and then we are going to see what the final one holds. And we'll see you then.